Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Is it possible to buy real estate with little or no cash? Yes, of course it is. Is it a good idea? Almost always no. Unless you clearly understand the magic of leverage and the danger of debt. In the next few minutes, I'll share with you a brief explanation of each, and I'll alert you to opportunity and danger. Leverage is using something small to control something big. For example, let's assume that you can buy a house with a 10% down payment. If that house is worth $100,000, that means that you're using $10,000 to control a $100,000 asset. Now, let's pretend that over the next year, that house goes up in value through appreciation by 2%. That means now that your $100,000 house is worth $102,000. That's a 2% increase. But your investment, remember, was only $10,000. So in order to calculate your return on investment, you divide that $2,000 increase by the $10,000 you invested. That's a return of 20%. And folks, that is the magic of leverage. So now that we know that, let's take on lots of debt, leverage up as much real estate as we can, and get rich quick. Not so fast, because leverage also works in reverse. That means that if your $100,000 house drops in value by 2% or $2,000, it's $2,000 divided by your $10,000 initial investment, and you've just sustained a 20% loss. If a trend like that continues for a few years, it won't be long before you're completely wiped out. And that is the danger of debt. That's also why it's so important to understand the difference between cash and equity. So cash is the amount of money that you take out of your pocket to put into an investment. Usually you can't see or use that cash until you sell the investment. Now, equity is the monetary value of the property less any amounts owed, which is also called debt. The difference between cash and equity is that equity includes any amount of cash that you may have put into the down payment for that home, plus anything else that you've done to increase its value and appreciation. But equity doesn't necessarily need to include any cash at all. In fact, the less cash you're able to put into an investment, the better your return. So let's assume you were to acquire that same $100,000 house, but this time with only $5,000 instead of $10,000. Now, if your investment goes up by $2,000, that's a $100,000 house now worth $102,000, but the $2,000 is measured against your $5,000 initial investment. $2,000 divided by $5,000 is a 40% return. The ratio between debt and equity is called loan to value. Lenders feel much more secure when the amount they're lending is relatively small compared to the value of the asset. Your job as an investor is to find as many ways as you possibly can to increase the equity in an investment. In fact, appreciation is only one of 5 ways to make money in real estate. I share all 5 of them in another video. I'm Jeff Gunther. Making money is simple, but life can be hard, and the good news is you don't have to do it on your own. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe to this channel or share it with others. And if you have any questions or comments, you can use the space below. And after you go, please remember, find out what the other 4 ways to make money in real estate are.